Naia Love Stories. Like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. Good food is always hard to resist, especially when the food looks shelly. Sometimes it's hard to know when enough is enough, when your eyed bigger than your belly. Maya was one little picnic who'd yam till her belly was stuffed. She'd always be in the people them's plate, so everyone would call her Nuff. Maya was a bum belly picnic. In her eyes, everything looked delicious. When it came to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, she was always so ramalicious. When it was time to yam, it didn't take much to get Maya in the mood. And one thing Maya couldn't resist was a nice little plate of party food. It was Saturday and Maya was excited. She'd been waiting for this day all week. It was the day of Brittany's party. She know say it's a go be on fleek. It wasn't because of the music, or the dancing, or the games, or balloons. Maya wanted to fill up her belly with a little Caribbean party food. As soon as she got to the party, she'd even say, "Wagwan, Brittany." She headed straight over to the food servers because it was the food she had free. She started off with the cooked meats first. The server said, "What you want to eat? Can I have jerk chicken, curry, goat, and oxtail?" The server said, "You sure, picnic?" "Yes, please," Maya said as she gave her plate, and she loaded it up with the meat. Maya dipped her finger in the oxtail gravy and said, "Me can't wait to eat." Maya was hungry. She wanted more food, so she piled up her plate to get ready. But what Maya didn't realize was that her item bigger than her belly. She headed over to the side dishes. The server said, "What you want to eat? Plantain festival and the beef patty?" The server said, "You sure, picnic?" "Yes, please," Maya said as she gave her plate. Her meal was almost complete. Maya sniffed the soft golden festivals and said, "I can't wait to eat." Maya was hungry. She wanted more food, so she piled up her plate to get ready. But what Maya didn't realize was that her item bigger than her belly. There's one thing you need to know about Maya, and it probably doesn't come as a surprise. She had a sweet tooth, so after every meal, she always felt for something nice. Across from her, she saw all the desserts. They were bright, juicy, and glistening. "Come over, Yasso," they whispered to her. And little Maya was listening. She headed over to the dessert table. The server said, "What you want to eat? Coconut drops, toto, and bulla cake." The server said, "You sure, picnic?" "Yes, please," Maya said as she gave him her plate, and he loaded it up with the sweets. Maya licked the syrup on her coconut drops and said, me can't wait to eat. Maya was hungry. She couldn't wait and her plate was finally ready. But what Maya didn't realize was that her eye them bigger than her belly. Maya's plate wobbled when she awoke. She said, please don't drop on the floor. She found a place to sit down and yam. Her food was as tall as her. She took a bite out of her jerk chicken and dipped Festival in her beef patty. Then she tried some curry goat and plantain and said, boy, the food tastes goody. Maya dived back in for some more. She took a bite out of her oxtail. The more she ate, the more she smiled, and her belly began to swell. She tried boiled cake with butter and cheese, then she went for tota and coconut drops. She huffed and puffed as she put it in her mouth. Her belly button was about to pop. No, sir, she thought as she grabbed her tongue and her mom came over and said, what do you? I ate too much oxtail and Festival. I can't manage. I need to doodle. Maya's mom laughed as she looked at her. This always happened, time and time again. Maya always bit off more than she could chew. She yam too much. She too craving. Not everything you see you have to yam because you might not have space for it. You can always try some food another day. Wife is today and tomorrow famine. Good food is always hard to resist, especially when the food looks shelly. Sometimes it's hard to know when enough is enough when your eye them bigger than your belly. When you're lost for imagination and excitement, you are look. Instead of playing with crumbs if you are twiddle your thumbs, just go and read your book. You've just come in from school now. In the kitchen, your mummy a cook. Take off your shoes, hang your coat where you choose, and go and read your book. Your favorite TV show has finished. Nothing else can keep you on hook. No bother be idle, could even be the Bible. Just go and read your book. You've played hide and seek with your friends then. You've hidden every cranny and nook. Come inside to the place you reside and go and read your book. You finished your dance party and had fun. You sang to your sickety sook. Put down the mic, take some respite and go and read your book. You're bored of computer games now, beating all the levels you could have took. Turn off the console, go down a rabbit hole and go and read your book. You bounced out from your ball game with brother. You could have won, but our game's in my crook. No worry yourself, just go to the shelf and go and read your book. Rhyme time's done and you're still in the library. Puzzle complete of McFanny's Dog Rook. Too much to explore before you leave the door, just go and read a book. You have to go on a long journey to see your granny in Westmoreland Brook. The roads them are crooked, you'd even want to look at, so go and read your book. You have to spend the summer in country, the only kid in the neighborhood. You fed every goat green grass for them throat now. Go and read your book. You've built the tallest sand castles and caught all the crab and fish with your hook. Put down your spade, get in this shade and go and read your book. You're out to eat in a place nice and fancy. You finish your last slice of char-grilled snook. Hide under the table if you are able and go and read your book. You know you must do your school homework on Great Explorers and Captain James Cook. If you don't know the answer, now better be a chance to just go and read your book. It's cold outside, so the playground is empty. You slid on slides and crept through each strook. Swallow your pride, sit on your backside and go and read your book. You found a tricky word in a sentence. You know you don't want to look like a muck. It's really not that scary to get a dictionary and go and read your book. You're getting ready for bedtime. In the dark, you feel kinda shook. Turn on your nightlight, your thoughts shouldn't fight, just go and read your book. You see, it really don't matter the occasion. There's always a reason for go look. Whether you're big or small, summer, spring, winter or fall, just go and read your book. When you're lost for imagination and excitement, you are look. Instead of playing with crumbs if you twiddle your thumbs, just go and read your book. It's part of life to have our little chores. Some will like and some will not like for do it. Some people don't like to wash the dishes, and some people don't like to brush them teeth. Some kids run away from bathing, and some kids not like to tie them shoe. Some kids not like to tidy up them room. What don't you like to do? Maya was a clever little girl. People always said that she seemed quite sweet. But Maya would try every trick in the book to get away without brushing her teeth. She loved using her imagination to look for treasures she never thought she'd find. But brushing her teeth would accidentally on purpose slip out of little Maya's mind. It was a sunny midday on Monday, and Maya was digging in the garden. Mud pie was on the menu, and in the sun, it a hardened. Her ma was in the kitchen, seasoning up some meat. When she saw Maya, her spirit just told her to ask if she'd brushed her teeth. You brush your teeth from morning? Ma turned toward her and said, Yes, Ma, I did it when you went to the shop to buy some hardo bread. You sure? Ma was suspicious. Yes, Ma, was Maya's reply. But Ma was too busy. She left Maya to it. The thing was Maya alive. Ha! She smiled mixing mud water, 'cause Ma believed in her sneaky little trick. Maya didn't care to brush her teeth. She wasn't bothered not one little bit. On Tuesday, it was wet and rainy, so Maya decided to stay in. She pulled out her paper, spread it on the floor, and began a pretty painting. Her ma was in the bathroom, cleaning the sink in her ensuite. When she heard Maya, her spirit just told her to ask if she'd brushed her teeth. You brush your teeth from morning? Ma turned toward her and said, Yes, Ma, I did it when you were downstairs after I made my bed. You sure? Ma was suspicious. Yes, Ma, was Maya's reply. But Ma was too busy. She left Maya to it. The thing was, Maya alive. Ha! Maya smiled as she painted, because Ma believed in her sneaky little trick. Maya didn't care that her mouth was musty. She wasn't bothered not one little bit. On Wednesday, the weather was warm. Maya had watermelon in the play pool. Luckily for Maya, it was summer, so she didn't even have to think about school. Her ma was in the living room, dusting the windows, the floor she had swept. When she looked at Maya, her spirit just told her to ask if she'd brushed her teeth. You brush your teeth from morning? Ma stopped her task to ask. Yes, Ma, I did it when you were asleep so that I could eat my breakfast. You sure? Ma was suspicious. Yes, Ma, was Maya's reply. But Ma was too busy. She left Maya to it. The thing was, Maya alive. Ha! She smiled with watermelon, because Ma believed in her sneaky little trick. Maya didn't care that her teeth felt cloudy. She wasn't bothered not one little bit. Thursday came and Maya was excited. It was the day that she would always bake. She got some frosting and sprinkles to put on top of her cupcake. Ma was in the front room, pressing pillowcases and the bed sheet. When she looked at Maya, her spirit just told her to ask if she'd brushed her teeth. You brush your teeth from morning? Ma stopped and called out to her. Yes, Ma, I did before you got up when I came out of the shower. You sure? Ma was suspicious. Yes, Ma, was Maya's reply. But Ma was too busy. She left Maya to it. The thing was, Maya alive. Ha! Maya smiled, licking frosting, because Ma believed in her sneaky little trick. Maya didn't care that her teeth were sticky. She wasn't bothered not one little bit. Friday was Maya's favorite day of the week. It was pizza and movie night. She rolled out the dough, grated the cheese, marinade she poured in the light. Ma was by the front door, making sure the shoes them looked neat. When she heard Maya, her spirit just told her to ask if she'd brushed her teeth. brush your teeth from morning? Ma hollered into the kitchen. Yes, Ma, I did it when you went outside earlier to put out the bin. You sure? Ma was suspicious. Yes, Ma, was Maya's reply. But Ma was too busy. She left Maya to it. The thing was, Maya alive. Maya smiled, spreading sauce, because Ma believed in her sneaky little trick. Maya didn't care that her mouth was rusty. She wasn't bothered, not one little bit. On Saturday, Maya ate sausage bun while she stayed in her pajamas. She wanted to see how high she could build her giant house of cards. Ma was in the hallway, wiping the skirting boards down with bleach. When she heard Maya, her spirit just told her to ask if she'd brushed her teeth. You brush your teeth from morning? Ma called into the front room. Yes, Ma, when you went in the attic to clean the cobwebs with the broom. You sure? Ma was suspicious. Yes, Ma, was Maya's reply. But Ma was too busy. She left Maya to it. The thing was, Maya alive. Ha! Maya smiled, stacking cards, because Ma believed in her sneaky little trick. Maya didn't care that her teeth were all lumpy. She wasn't bothered, not one little bit. On Sunday, Maya rushed outside because she heard her friends them calling. She hopped to the playground, jumped in the middle to be the brown girl in the ring. When she stepped in, her friends stepped back. They were snickering and laughing. Why them a look and hold them nose? Maya was wondering. Ma was in her bedroom. The day of rest in our bed she eat. When she heard Maya, her spirit just told her to ask if she brushed her teeth. You brush your teeth from morning? Ma called out the window. Yes, Ma, I did it when I woke up when you were talking on the phone. You sure? Ma was suspicious. Yes, Ma, she started to chime. But when Ma breathed a look on the kids' them faces, Ma knew she had to make time. Come here, I want to check you, Ma called into the playground. Okay, Ma, I'll be just a minute. Maya's heart just started pounding. When Maya finally came inside, her Ma asked to smell her breath. No, sir, Ma bawled as Maya opened her mouth. Her teeth were yellow. Her mouth smelled like death. Maya, you brush your teeth from morning? Ma asked Maya again. She didn't speak. She was scared she'd get caught, so she simply nodded her head. Let me see, Maya's Ma asked. She got her nail to scrape Maya's teeth. As her finger ran across her gum, a pile of sludge sat underneath. Under her nail, Ma was shocked to see Monday's mud, Tuesday's paint, and then more. Wednesday's rotten watermelon, Thursday's frosting, frowsier than before. On her tongue, her ma could smell Friday's pizza and rancid chunky cheese. Saturday's sour sausage bun mixed with mutton and elbow grease. What a ting Maya had lied. You'd even brush your teeth the whole week. Maya looked guilty as she looked at her ma. In fact, she didn't even want to speak. Maya mouth stinks, you can't see the plaque. Your teeth have lumps and your tongue has gone black. Go in the bathroom and brush your teeth till they shine before you go out back. Now Maya knew why them a look upon her. She didn't want smelly breath round her friend. From that day, she always brushed her teeth and never lied about brushing them again. Naia loves stories. Like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. Mai was always looking for excitement. There was nothing she craved more than fun. If she wasn't looking for her next adventure, then she'd look up to her mum. Some would say Mai was beyond her years, and at tests she was top of the class. Mai liked doing what adults would do, so everyone would call her fast. Her ma was her favorite person, so she'd copy everything that she'd do. But her ma didn't want her to grow too quick, so she'd say sometimes out the blue, "Am I one of your little friends them? You think say me and you are size? Watch yourself, little girl. Don't make me have to say it to you twice." Maya never make this stop her. Her ma was a star in her eyes. She'd always sneak and dress up like her ma if the opportunity did arise. So when Ma was in the front room, trying to catch a snooze, Mai decided it was the perfect time to try on her mother's shoes. She went into her mother's closet and pulled out her favorite pair, the red and golden stilettos she decided she-a go wear. She paraded around in the mirror, marching high and pushing up her chest. Who is the cutest girl of them all? And me are the prettiest? The problem was, as Maya walked, she never saw her ma's hair clip. Ah, Maya screamed as she fell. She slipped and almost bust her lip. Her ma shut up as she heard the noise. Was she dreaming or was it for real? She came and saw Maya on the floor wearing stilettos with a broken heel. "Maya, what you doing with my shoes? You think say me and you are size? Watch yourself, little girl. Don't make me have to say it to you twice." "Yes, Ma," Maya said as she hobbled off. Her ma was right, to Maya's surprise. She picked Ma's shoes off the floor. The shoes were big and not quite her size. Ma went back to the living room to tidy up Ace's building blocks. So Maya decided it was the perfect time to dive in Ma's jewelry box. She picked out Ma's dangly earrings and tried on her finest pearls. Maya felt like $1 million, like the luckiest girl in the world. She admired herself in the mirror. Another bracelet, oh yes, be my guest. Who is the cutest girl of them all? And me are the prettiest? As she turned around to pose, her ma's pearls caught on the door. No, Maya cried, trying to save the pearls as them a splatter upon the floor. Her ma rushed up because of the noise. She thought Maya had hurt herself. She saw Maya putting the splattered pearls back onto the shelf. Maya, what you doing in my jewelry box? You think, say, me and you a size? Watch yourself, little girl. Don't make me have to say it to you twice. Yes, Ma, Maya said as she tidied up. Her ma was right, to Maya's surprise. She put the jewelry back. The pearls were big and far from her size. Dad called, so Ma went back downstairs for better service the phone a break up. So Maya decided it was the perfect time to try on Ma's makeup. She started with some blush and lipstick, but only just a dash. Then she pasted on some eyeshadow and put on Ma's false eyelash. She admired herself in the mirror. Mummy's makeup makes me look the best. Who is the cutest girl of them all? And me are the prettiest? Took out Ma's expensive mascara from the shop her mummy did buy. As she plastered it on her eyelashes, she poked herself in the eye. Ow! Maya screamed as the mascara ran and her eyes began to water. Her ma rushed back upstairs to see what they'd do her daughter. Maya, what you doing with my makeup on? You think, say, me and you a size? Watch yourself, little girl. Don't make me have to say it to you twice. What do you mean? Maya was confused. Makeup doesn't come in a size. I just wanted to be pretty like you because you're beautiful in my eyes. Maya's mom smiled as she looked at her. She couldn't be mad when getting compliments. We are not the same age, so can do the same things. When you're older, you can, is what I meant. Maya looked sad as she looked at her mom. Oh, it takes ages. It just seems so far. Everything has its time. No worry yourself. But for now, you're perfect as you are. When you are older, you are go free to do what you want and have your little fun. But if you hurry, you won't enjoy the moment, then you'll miss the days when you were young. So for now, enjoy your age, all the things kids your age do. You don't need heels, jewelry, or makeup. You are beautiful as you. Maya never have to change herself. Her mom was right, to Maya's surprise. But she knew one day she'd be her mom's age, still perfect, but mommy's size. You Bathe from Morning by Naia Lewis. Do you tidy your room without asking? Do you wash your hands after a toilet sesh? Do you brush your teeth twice for the day? In the morning, do you hold a fresh? Clean children remember their hygiene. They use soap after playing with worms. But Yes and Maya always accidentally forgot because them no really care about germs. They never had any problems with homework, and at school they'd always get a good grade. But one thing the picnic them would always avoid was the bath because them no like for bathe. Yes and Maya were clever little picnics. They were bath shy, but them knew how to chat. So when their parents asked if they had bathed, they'd always have something to say back. It was Saturday, so the kids them were grateful. Finally, it was the weekend. There wasn't anything good to watch on the TV, so Yes and Maya pulled out the paint them.
Dad just came back from the bank to make sure say the bills them were paid. When he saw them a paint, he thought, but wait, when last did the picnic them beard? You beard from morning? Daddy turned to them and spoke. Seen, Daddy, Maya said, and Ace continued to paint. Me just finish this last stroke. Make sure, Daddy gave them a warning. Hold her fresh, you know want the itch. But they wasn't bothered about cleaning their skin, so the paint began to stick. After lunch, they headed to the yard in their same sticky, dirty house clothes. They wanted a treat to sweet their belly bottom, so they decided to pick some mangoes. Dad just finished watching the match. His favorite football team had just played. When he saw them and their mangoes, he thought, but wait, when last did the picnic them beard? You beard from morning? Daddy was out of his seat. Soon, Daddy, Ace said, and Maya sucked mango seed. I want to, but throw me a eat. Make sure, Daddy gave them a warning. Hold her fresh, you know want to catch ticks. But they wasn't bothered about cleaning their skin, so the mango juice began to stick. The mango seed slipped through Maya's hand under the tree in the soil. It a squirm. So the kids them decided they might go plant the seeds and cover them up with some worms. Dad wanted to trim the bushes, so he got his gloves and his chopping blade. When he saw them a dig, he thought, but wait, when last did the picnic them beard? You beard from morning? Daddy turned to them with speed. Soon, Daddy, Maya said, and Ace continued to dig. We're just burying this mango seed. Make sure, Daddy gave them a warning. Hold her fresh, you know want to get sick. But they wasn't bothered about cleaning their skin, so the mud began to stick. The day had passed and the picnic them were still in the yard. Them no beard, but they were full of bliss. They'd been too busy with their bat and ball back and forth playing table tennis. One love, Maya grinned. She was winning. Ace was determined. He took a strong grip. Smash! Zoop! The ball sped past the table and through a hole in the fence. It did slip. Oh no! Maya watched the ball land in the neighbor's yard between a rake and a bush. She tried to squeeze through the fence to get back the ball, but it was tight, so Ace did have to push. Normally, this wasn't a problem, but on this day, she never had any luck. Between the paint, the mango juice, and the mud on her skin, she was sticky. Little Maya was stuck. Ace tried to help his big sister. The fence was tight on her skin. It a pinch. Him a push and him a pull, trying to break her free. She was stuck and she wouldn't move an inch. Ace needed his father's help. He couldn't do it. Him never know what to do. But when he tried to pull away to go and get his father, he couldn't move. Little Ace was stuck too. Help! Ace called for his father. Help! Little Maya called too. What going over there, sir? Dad was confused. He went over and said, what do you? We're stuck! The kids called in frustration. Their skin was sticky when it came to their ear. When he looked at them in the fence, he thought, but wait, when last did the picnic them beard? Your beard from morning? No, Daddy, said his little picnic. You see, Dad puffed as him a looked upon them. He knew what to do to break them free. He got liquid soap from the bathroom and rubbed it on them till they were slippery. He pulled and tugged till Ace and Maya were loose. Finally, the picnic them were free. Thank you, Daddy, They both tried to hug their father, but they were plastered with muddy, soapy paste. Go in the bathroom and bathe your skin. Nobody make me soap go to waste. Now the picnic them knew why them for bathe their skin. They didn't want to get sticky or get stuck. And who wouldn't want to feel fresh from the morning? Because dirty skin feels absolutely yuck. Naia Love Stories. Like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. Go Bed and Sleep by Naia Lewis. This is the perfect bedtime story for all the children who try to think of every trick in the book to get away without going to sleep. But when you run out of excuses, it's time to go to sleep unless you can think of any more. Are you relaxed and ready to listen? Okay, let's begin. The sun has set and the sky is getting darker. The moon arise. Behind the clouds, it's a peep. The stars are twinkle, shining bright like a diamond. Now, go to your bed and sleep. You had your dinner, so your belly is really full now. Then, you said that you feel for something sweet. You had some tea and some sweet Shirley biscuits. Now, go to your bed and sleep. You're already bathed, so your skin's nice and fresh now. Your mouth is clean, so you are skin teeth. You've oiled up and your skin smooth and silky. Now, go to your bed and sleep. You've watched one last show on the TV. You chose one last book for you to read. You have your favorite toy to cuddle up with. Now, go to your bed and sleep. You've told us all about your day's adventures. You found that last missing puzzle piece. You have a drink of water for your bedside. Now, go to your bed and sleep. You gave thanks for the day that you had. You prayed for everyone in your family. You asked for forgiveness, joy, and friendship. Now, go to your bed and sleep. The sheets are dusted, so you can climb in now. There's no duppy on your bed or underneath. The curtains are closed and you have your nightlight. Now, go to your bed and sleep. Forehead kisses from your loved ones relax you. One big cuddle is all yours to keep. You're all safe and tucked in your sheets now. Now go to your bed and sleep. Your eyes are water, so you start to rub them. A big out your mouth, it's a creep. You feel your eyes them get heavy. Now, go to your bed and sleep. Your eyes lock as you recount your day now. You're so tired, you'd even count sheep. Now you can rest comfortably alone. Now go to your bed and sleep.
You imagine what tomorrow will be like, the challenges, and how you'll succeed. It's way past your bedtime. You know you're tired. Now, go to your bed and sleep. Your eyes are closed and you see your friends them running around and swinging on trees. The sooner you rest, the sooner you'll be with them. Now, go to your bed and sleep. You're cuddled up now, your head's on the pillow, shoulders relaxed and your eyes them heavy. It feels so good to relax and let go. Now, go to your bed and sleep. Your head is nodding. You can't keep your eyes open. You're walking down a winding path on the street. It's dark outside. Your bed is calling. So, go to your bed and sleep. It feels sweet to be in your sheets now. A smile shines on your face, though it's weak. Your eyes feel so much better when they're closed. So, go to your bed and sleep. There's no other place to be now. In your bed, you start to sink deep. There's no more excitement. There's no more excuses. Now, go to your bed and sleep. Thanks for watching Naia Love Stories. For more stories, subscribe to the YouTube channel. For support with live online learning, head to naialovestories.com and head over to Amazon for Naia Lewis storybooks. Like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends.